How's it going, gamers? Chongo here, and today I've got a gameplay commentary for you guys. The gameplay is of Batman Arkham Origins on PC. I've been having a lot of fun with this game, but the commentary topic is about Titanfall now being revealed to be a Microsoft exclusive, so it'll only be coming out for the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. So let's get into it. Now, first off, for those of you that don't know, it wasn't fully set in stone that Titanfall wouldn't appear on the PlayStation or anything like that. It was only announced for the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC, which most people thought there was a possibility of it coming out on PlayStation. It wasn't really ever said, it was just people thought it was a timed exclusive. Basically, Microsoft wants to lock down this game so people who obviously don't own a gaming PC or don't want to get one, if they've got a toss up between two consoles and they see a really awesome game like Titanfall, they're going to go and pick up the Xbox One. That's just obviously what they're going for. However, it was announced that Titanfall would be a Microsoft exclusive, so it would never be coming to the PlayStation 4. Now, this has made some people quite mad because they were looking forward to playing it on the PlayStation 4 or waiting a couple of months and then getting it, but I don't really think that there's an issue here. I mean, this is what Microsoft does with their business practices. It's sort of similar to what Sony does. However, Sony owns the studios that make games. So take infamous Second Son, for example. They own that studio. It makes a good quality game. That's how that works. Instead of doing that, Microsoft doesn't own a lot of first-party studios, so what they do is they pay a lot of money to get a game to be completely exclusive to their console or PC or whatever. So take, for example, Dead Rising 1, Dead Rising 3, Mass Effect, games like that. That's what they're doing with Titanfall because they want this game to be only played on their system. So it's pretty much like, they're not exactly the same, obviously. It's different owning a studio than paying a studio to make a game solely for your system, but it's the way Microsoft tries to combat Sony's exclusives. If they didn't do this, there'd be obviously a lot of games that'd be multi-platform, and Microsoft would have a lot of trouble getting any sales because, I mean, Dead Rising is being funded by Microsoft, so that's probably a different issue, Dead Rising 3, but for the most part, when it comes down to it, if you didn't have all these games that Microsoft is paying to be exclusive and they were multiplats, it would have very few games, and obviously that's not going to be a good thing for Microsoft in the long run, because then they'd be selling the system itself, not really the games that you buy on it, so then people would obviously go and flock to the Sony, because there's no real reason to own an Xbox One if there's one exclusive and that's it. So obviously, if you are planning on getting the PlayStation 4 and you were looking forward to getting Titanfall at some point, this obviously is going to hit you pretty hard, because it's not going to come out for PlayStation 4, at least not the first Titanfall game, but I don't think that's any excuse to get mad at Microsoft, because this is the same reason, for example, if I get mad if I get an Xbox One and I can't play infamous Second Son. It's just a different way that Microsoft does things. Some people have already started to work out that this is only in effect for the first Titanfall game, so if and when a second Titanfall game is made, which probably will happen, but I wouldn't, hold your breath, it's probably going to take 2 to 3 years at least, so when they do decide to release a new Titanfall game, Titanfall 2, there is the possibility of that coming out on PlayStation 4, but it doesn't mean it actually will, because Microsoft could easily just go and pay a large sum of money again, do a deal with EA, and then get Titanfall 2 exclusive to Microsoft systems. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, because if it does sell well on the Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC, and Microsoft makes a lot of money from it, then they would still have a lot of money to keep that game on their system. However, if it does sell really well, EA might choose to obviously go multi-plat and go on every system they can just so they can generate more money, and that may be the case. So we might end up with something like Dead Rising, for example. So Dead Rising 1 was only available on Xbox 360. I think they did some other weird release versions later on down the track, but it basically wasn't available on the PlayStation. Dead Rising 2 is available on everything. Dead Rising 3 is only available on Xbox One at this moment. It might come out for PC eventually, but that hasn't been announced or anything like that. So we might end up with something like this for Titanfall. So maybe the sequel will be on everything, but like I said before, there is still the possibility that it could just be a Microsoft exclusive. Anyway, I'm still pretty happy that this game's coming out on PC, because if that wasn't the case, then obviously that would be kind of sad for me, because that's what I plan on playing this game. However, I think EA probably forced Microsoft to make this game on PC. My guess is Microsoft wanted it only on Xbox 360 and Xbox One, but EA might have charged them a bit too much for that amount, so therefore they added PC in the mix, because, I mean, the main battle between Xbox One and PlayStation 4 doesn't really matter to PC gamers. They're kind of, excluded from that battle. So I guess Microsoft thought it was okay for the game to be on PC, because their real competition was the PlayStation 4, obviously, because they're going for console buyers here. So if someone's going to choose to buy a console over, a certain game, and their favorite game's Titanfall, they're obviously going to go with Xbox One now. Anyway, this brings me to the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, and if you've got any comments about Titanfall being a Microsoft exclusive, put it down below. And if you want to join the Gamerhood, just subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.